next slide. It is the most important one, that is the buy side business of the investment bank and the sell side business of the investment bank. So in this particular slide, guys, we are going to understand it is what is first of all the buy side of the business and the sell side of the business, and where investment bank actually falls. Okay, so let's try and understand that. Let's start with the buy side. So in the buy side, we are going to understand it is the consist of what the rationale and the goal for the buy side. So the buy side of the businesses consist of the institutions like the hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds, and the insurance companies that are kind of buying the large quantity of the securities. Now the next question comes, what is the rationale for that? Is it is the rationale for that particular thing is with regards to the money management purpose. So in order to manage the money, it is which they are getting from their respective investors of the hedge funds, mutual funds, it is insurance companies. It is in order to manage those things, it is they are these institutions are buying the large quantities of the securities, okay, across the different markets. And the goal of this particular is to align the investor expectations. When I say align the investor expectations, that means that they are that the investor expectation would be to get the maximum returns, as we have seen in the previous slide, that the hedge fund, mutual fund, and all those different asset classes, insurance companies, it is they are looking out to maximize their returns, enhance their capitals, and so on and so forth. So with those regards, it is it is the buy side of the business of the investment bank is with regards to wherein the institutions, it is kind of they are doing buying and everything, okay, and managing the money of the investors. Now in order to make it very clear, let's try and understand what is the sell side of the business. So the sell side of the business is basically it is selling the research, it is the advice and the securities it created to the companies and the investors. Okay, so as we understood again in the previous slide, where we have the different kinds of investor classes like the hedge funds, mutual funds, it is the governments, it is the corporations, municipalities. To these particular investment banks are being kind of providing the different research reports with regards to where the investment avenues are, which is the good asset class to invest into based on the risk appetite, based on the strategies, based on the parameters of these investors. So that becomes one of the major you can say parameters with regards to the sell side. So investment banks primarily kind of you can say fall under the sell side of the business, wherein they provide these kind of research to the hedge funds, it is a mutual funds, wherein they can buy and take the positions into the market based on the sell side information which is being provided by the investment bank. So now this becomes very important, that the sell side which is kind of doing the back end work with regards to research, etc., etc., and providing that valuable services, valuable information to the buy side, it is the helping the buy side to basically finally buy into the market. It is based on the information which they have received from the sell side of the investment bank. So guys, always remember the sell side is kind of the core or the heart of the business, which is kind of helping the different investor classes in order to construct their portfolios, wherein their final goal is to enhance the profits. Now, moving ahead with regards to the goal, that is with the we understood that that is basically with the expectations, or basically align the expectations of their investors. It is so from that perspective, the involvement of these particular investment banks in the sell side of the business is 100%. Okay, so whenever you see next time the any particular report that advises you to buy or sell a particular security or hold a particular stock, that is coming from the investment bank sell side of the business, is what you always have to keep in mind. Any particular report which suggests you of the stock to go, the sector you have to go, what are the avenues which are expected for the particular area is all the hard work of the investment bank which has taken place underneath the umbrella of the sell side of the business. So investment banking falls in the category of the sell side guys. So on the buy side, if I have to sum it up, I could say that it is your hedge fund, mutual fund, corporations, your insurance companies, your government, municipalities, all those different investor classes are falling under the buy side of the business. And on the sell side of the business, it is the various research reports and the reports which are being provided by the investment banks to these investors fall under the sell side of the business guys. Now moving to the next slide of the buy side and the sell side, which will kind of crystal clear the difference between the buy side and the sell side. So on the sell side, as we mentioned, it would be the investment banking, wherein it will be taking the different services of the sell side, which is mainly pertaining to providing the research to the buy side of the business. Okay, so that investment banking or the investment banks, it is fall under the sell side of the business. Then we have the corporates. So all the different corporates which are kind of it is helping, or basically you can say it is providing the different kind of services to the societies. Okay, they also fall under the sell side of the business. It is the corporates are the ones who are kind of providing or giving the different job opportunities. They are the people who are kind of creating different businesses. So it is basically, you can say, the different kind of the services etc which are being rendered by the corporates will be following under the sell side of the investment banks. Then the next comes is the commercial banking. Right now we are not getting into the commercial banking in very in depth, because we have a clear cut differentiate between the commercial banking and the investment banking in the coming slide. But as of now, you can just remember that the commercial banking is also falling under the sell side of the reports. And commercial banks are kind of the banks which are like your normal you can say the retail banks. Okay, which is like taking the deposits. It is they are providing the lending services to their customers. And they have kind of multiple customers. It is the services of the retail banks, which we have seen, like any retail bank is pretty standardized. It is cash disbursement, it is taking the deposits, it is lending the loans, and so on and so forth. And they provide the day-to-day transactions, okay, with regards to your bank accounts, current account holders, and so forth. So all those different portion of the services which comes under the purview of the commercial banks are being coming under the sell side of the business. So you need to remember that these three top major areas, like your investment banking, corporates, and commercial bankings, fall under the sell side of the investment banks. Okay, then coming to the buy side. Okay, so if I say the buy side of the business will be like your asset management, hedge funds, institutional investors, and retail investings. Why we are putting them on the buy side? It is pretty simple that these are the different sell sides. It is like your investment banking who is going to provide the research report etc, which will assist these different investors in taking the positions into the markets. Now these are the various corporates who are going to create different job opportunities and all those different businesses in which these asset managements, hedge funds, institutional investors, and retail investors are going to put their money. So let's say, for example, as we know, a company which is kind of having a global presence, that is, let's say, for example, Reliance. Now Reliance would have its n number of businesses. Reliance is into the telecom business, Reliance is into the oil business, Reliance is into construction business, and so forth and so based on the information provided by the investment banking in their research report, which business is going to go good enough is what the asset managers are going to put their money into. So based on the information received from this investment banking, and based on the services which are available because of the corporates, okay, that is basically of Reliance, different avenues which are there. Okay, besides Reliance, we have another example which is very good in this particular situation, would be like your Tatas. Now Tatas are having their IT services, Tatas are into the financial services, Tatas are into their auto industries, the Tatas are into n number of different areas. So based on the research, which particular sector of this particular corporate is going to be good enough as an investment opportunity for asset management company, for hedge funds, institutional investors, retail investors, is what the buy side is going to look forward and put their money into in order to seek the returns and grow their capital. Coming to the other side of it is commercial banking services. It is, these are the commercial bank services like your saving banks, it is bank account deposits, it is the term loan facilities which are available. Then you have your what you call as the current account facilities. You have different other areas of the banks. Right now the banks have started with the different kind of loan services. They are offering different loans, etc., and all those things. So basically these commercial banks are kind of providing different services in the market, and these are the investor classes which are going to opt for those services in order to maximize their returns. So that is the kind of a differentiate, or that is a kind of a the variation we have it with regards to the sell side and the buy side of the business.